Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to CCRL Pro Tier. Tonight they will be taking on the 5.412 kilometer 19 corner circuit with 3 DRS zones. There's going to be a lot of high speed action taking place tonight. Very tricky sector 1, and a very tricky sector 2, which is going to carry you in the chicane under the bridge. I am the Johnny Damon, and tonight we will have a redemption format with a 50% Grand Prix going on. So it is reverse grid order for a sprint race based on the championship standings. Let me bring those up for y'all. In regards to the standings, we got Trackside leading the points with 350 points. Celos in P2 with 306. LB the GOAT in third with 283. Then Comacopa fourth with 266. The Natural sixth with 234. Asmanian Devil seventh with 214. Matthew eighth with 209. Mr. Miller ninth with 190. 183 is Raptor KK. 11th is Bongit with 145, tied with IRZ in 12th at 145. DeBoonster's 13th with 134, LK 14th with 96. TMM Racing is 15th with 93, Feeney 16th with 91, CDOT 17th with 79, Peak Hour 18th with 51, Farmer Ginge 19th with 30, and GCF Venture 20th. In regards to the drivers' standings, we have Ferrari at the top with 633 points, Aston Martin in second with 515, McLaren third with 500, Mercedes fourth with 379, Alfa Romeo fifth with 290, AlphaTauri sixth with 286, Red Bull 7th with 276, and right behind them is Williams in 8th with 270, Haas in 9th with 267, and Alpine in 10th with 100 points. So there you have it. That is your driver's standings and your team standings. So we are currently loading up here. People are going to want to make sure they get their setups in as we take on the Miami International Autodrome. Alright, so we are loading up here, and it is going to be a dry sprint race. Not exactly sure what the weather will be for the Grand Prix, but as we are looking, we do have a dry sprint race, and unfortunately Feeney has already been disconnected from the session. Well, isn't that just wonderful? Hopefully he was able to select his setup, otherwise he's going to be with an invalid setup the whole Grand Prix. We'll just have to make the best of it using a default. Turn 1 is going to be extremely tricky going through turn 1, turn 2, and turn 3 here at Miami International Autodrome, as the very tight S-turns that will carry you off the exit of 3. Bring you into turn 4, 5, and 6, which is also another very tight S section as well, but it's a lot faster than the beginning of the sector. Off the exit of turn 8, you will have the DRS zone that will carry you all the way down into turn 11. You got the horseshoe of turn 12 and 13, which brings you into the chicane under the bridge. In the meantime, we got 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and the lights are out, and away we go. And something is going on here. Seems like a big masquerade, and TMM gets off to a great jump down the inside. A lot of bumping and banging, and we're migrating those. So it looks like we do have a lobby restart, so it'll just be a moment. I will try not to do that, Pablo. Just waiting for them to get the grid set, and then off to the races we go. Ah, gotcha, Comacopa. Alright, folks, we are loading into the sprint race here in Miami redemption format, so we will be doing a reverse championship grid order for the sprint race, and then on to the actual Grand Prix will be the regular format, 29 laps or so around the Miami International Autodrome. Gonna be about a couple minutes here as everybody's gonna be locking in their setups, getting their strategy all played out, and then we will get ready to roll. Alright, we got 5 red lights, and the lights are out and off to the races we go. You got the Alpine team up in the front, 1 and 2 here, and some really big dives made, and everybody is getting caught up into the action into turn 1. We are gonna have a safety car, I believe. Yeah, we're gonna have a safety car, and that was a massive turn 1 pileup. A lot of wing damage has happened to a lot of the folks here at the back of the grid. Big dive into turn 1. Completely missed the braking point from about P6 back, and then the rest of the field all just gets bunched up. So there we have it, turn 1. Big accident under safety car already here in the sprint race here at Miami. So just momentarily before we get back to some green flag action. Currently going through the field. LB the GOAT does not have a wing. Like me or not, still got theirs, got their wing, and got his wing. And GC Adventure is also missing a front end plate. The Alpine team started 1-2 on the grid, and unfortunately both of them got caught up in turn 1. Peak hour down 3 positions already, and GC Adventure all the way to the back of the grid. Biggest mover I'd say so far is going to be Trackside. Yeah, not exactly sure what happened there, SP. But Trackside is your biggest mover so far. It looked like the whole field got jacked up into turn 1. And now we're seeing a bunch of individuals dive into pit lane. You're gonna have Raptor, looks like probably gonna need a wing change. LB, all these guys back here will all be looking for a new front wing. Raptor's got his, the officials getting his on Comacopa with a new front wing as well. And Silos and LB the GOAT. So a good solid 4 cars, all bots under the safety car there. Kind of surprised that GC Adventure with the missing right end plate on his Alpine car that he did not come in for a pit stop. But there we have it, lap 1 underway, and everybody gets piled up into turn 1. So we are just under safety car for the first time here in Miami, and yeah, I'm just following along. Comacopa does jump back into pit lane, and it looks like he is getting off of those medium tires and putting on a new set of potentially mediums, it looks like, here in Miami. So he will be falling to the back of the grid. And then we will get back into green. I want to say after this lap, safety car should be going in, and we should be rolling once again here, just momentarily. We are on lap 3 of the redemption format sprint race, and then from there on out, it will be a 50% Grand Prix around the Miami International Autodrome. Jump back up to the front. TMM and Peak Hour already both have time penalties here. We are looking at 10 seconds for TMM and 5 seconds for Peak Hour. Assuming that was all in the play of some sort of collision that happened into turn 1. But everything should be taken care of, as safety car will be in this lap, and Feeney will lead us back to green flag. As the field is starting to get all bunched up, you see some weaving going on in the back. Everybody's trying to keep those front tires warm. And then we got the Kimi Räikkönens of the field, who just like to drive straight. So as we are on board, safety car has officially entered pit lane. It is all up to Feeney when he decides to go. And it looks like he is about to go now off the exit of turn 17. And he has caught TMM out sleeping. Already over a 1 second advantage going into turn 1 at 1.2. Now DeBoonster's looking to put the attack on him. In the meantime, Peak Hour got a little squirrely off the exit of 1. Everybody going side by side. Coming through turn 3. Trackside looking to put the move on Bongit as he's going into turn 4. Decides to hold right back behind him. Coming through the S's of 6. Of 5 and 6. Trackside down to the inside of Bongit. Is he going to complete the move? Yes, he does. Well done by Trackside off the exit of turn 8. Making our way down this long straight through turn 9 and 10. It's going to carry us all the way into the heavy braking zone of turn 11. Is he going to get any momentum going down into the braking zone? No, he's not. But there comes Antonio, working his way right through the grid already, right behind Trackside, as he started at the back of the grid, coming through the horseshoe, now into the tight chicane underneath the bridge. And that will get us through sector 2. Off the exit here, we're going to have this long straight. Trackside all over the gearbox of IRZ. Feeney has pulled out to a 4.1 second gap up in the front. And here comes Trackside. IRZ also looking to pounce on Peak Hour. IRZ down to the inside. He's going to be well enough alongside of him, going side by side into turn 17 off the exit. Trackside back down to the inside. Now he's going to be the outside of turn 19. Almost a little bit of contact. And there goes Antonio around the outside. And he's looking down into the outside of turn 1. Onto that P4 position. Already chasing down for a podium here in the sprint race. The back of the field, side by side action between Osmanian Devil and Peak Hour coming through turn 3, heading into the S-turns of turn 4, 5, and 6. And it looks like Osmanian Devil is going to take that P6 position as we're heading into turn 7 and 8. Gonna make our way back down the straight here, and Feeney is opened up a 6 second gap. Who's gonna be the driver to challenge him? Trackside has also made his way around Peak Hour for that P7 position as he's carrying that speed all the way down the straight into turn 11. Little bit of action going on in the back. It looks like me or not, is trying to go around the outside of Mr. Miller in the horseshoe, and he does just that. He has gained a position. Everybody working their way through the chicane now, under the bridge, off the exit of turn 16. Going to carry us down this very long straight, and DRS will be unable, I believe, the next time we go across the start-finish line. And as we're speaking, Feeney is about to cross the line to complete lap 6, and he's got a whopping 6 second gap with Antonio behind to Boomster at about 2.2 seconds. But now he's got TMM who's trying to chase him down. IRZ's looking down to the inside of turn 1. Does not make the move stick at all. He's going to fall right back in line and follow them through turn 2. But he's got Osmanian Devil is dealing with trackside being all over his gearbox as making a run into turn 4 through the S's of 5 and 6. Going to carry us into the very long left-hander here. Trackside looking to make another move down the inside. He is not, but now he does have the pressure on from Bongit behind. Bongit is trailing him really close. IRZ is going to make the move on TMM as we're heading down the straight. DRS is open, so everybody is going to be getting a run toward turn 11. Is Osmanian Devil going to go down the inside? No, he is not. He actually tried to make the move late. The door was open. He saw it wide open through the horseshoes now. Looking around the outside, he's going to slot right back into position behind IRZ in that P4. Making our way down through the chicane here off the exit of turn 16 one more time. DRS is enabled. Is Osmanian Devil going to be close enough to make a move before trackside makes a move on him? DRS flops wide open. Osmanian Devil goes back to the outside. Trackside peeks down to the inside, side by side into the braking zone. And trackside is going to be looking to complete the move into the P5 position. Like me or not, around the outside of Raptor off the exit of turn 17, down the long straight. Once again, Bongit has gotten by TMM, and trackside looking down to the inside of IRZ into turn 1. Some contact was made between Osmanian Devil and IRZ that is going to allow trackside to open up the gap in front of him. The official, it seems to be, he was having an issue through turn 1. He's now got some cars all over the back of him coming through turn 4. He is now going to have to deal with Comacopa looking to put some pressure on here as we're entering turn 8 before the long DRS straight once again. Jump back up into the front here as IRZ is only a half a second off the back of Osmanian Devil. Osmanian Devil did get the DRS on trackside, so he is trying to close that gap just before we go into the horseshoe. In the meantime, trackside's holding open a 9/10 of a second gap. And now Osmanian Devil is falling at a DRS once again. IRZ still all over the back of him. Meanwhile, teammate of Bongit right behind him in the P7 position. Like me or not, already up to the P8 position. He is looking to make some more moves. Raptor and TMM going for a teammate switch here as we're making our way down this very long straight, heading towards turn 16. Natural peek to the outside, and oh, not exactly sure what happened there, but some contact was made. And around goes Raptor. Natural is going to stay out here on the circuit with no front wing as he crosses the line to begin lap 8. I'll be the GOAT battling side by side with TMM as we're making our way through turn 1 and turn 2. And right behind him, Comacopa snuck his way through, but TMM's looking to hold off Silos here as he's making his way into turn 4. Back up here, Natural goes really wide. Comacopa's going to slide through the inside and almost near contact between Silos and Comacopa there off the exit of turn 8 as Silos was looking to potentially get down to the inside of Comacopa, but the door got closed and unfortunately nobody was able to shop today. Back up into the front, you got IRZ still putting the pressure on Osmanian Devil here as we're making our way through the chicane underneath the bridge. Gonna come off the exit of turn 16. Let's see how he's looking down this long straight. Is he gonna be able to carry any of that momentum? Not exactly sure. He does have the DRS. He's starting to close right up to the gearbox of Osmanian Devil, but he's not close enough to make a move into turn 17. So once again, they are going to follow right behind Bongit, and like me not, had caught right up to these guys as well. He's only almost 8/10 back off the gearbox of Bongit. No moves were being made down into turn 1 as we're making our way through sector 1 here off the exit of turn 3. And you've got the Alfa Romeo teammates battling with each other. The question is, when are they going to do a teammate swap after a 5-second speeding penalty into pit lane? Very unfortunate for them, as we are on the penultimate lap here in the Sprint Grand Prix. Natural's definitely struggling with no front wing, as Mr. Miller and TMM Racing were also able to find their way through, as Raptor is just now looking to get off a pit road. The Boomster is 9.5 seconds off the gearbox of Feeney, and Feeney is just continuously pulling away from these guys here at the front in the Pro Tier. And Antonio is looking to see if he can gain any confidence here in the sprint race, as he's looking to pull up closer to the gearbox of the Boomster. And trackside right behind him in the P4 position. He's about 1.5 seconds off the gearbox of Antonio. So he is looking to see if he can gain some confidence, maybe find a new line that will help him as he gains another 10th into sector 1, turn 1. So he is finding something, but Antonio is pulling away here off the exit of turn 3, making our way into turn 4. Trackside's lost about 0.2 of a second there. Osmanian Devil still under the pressure from IRZ and Bongit, as they are both looking to capitalize here as we are on a lap. And Feeney just getting into turn 11 now as we speak, making his way through the horseshoe, getting ready to take the nice, very tight left-right under the chicane on the under the bridge at the chicane. Off the exit of turn 15 comes Feeney as he's making his way down the long back stretch for the final time. In the meantime, IRZ is looking to hopefully pounce on Osmanian Devil here on the final lap to see if he can potentially gain a position as we're making our way down this long back straight here. And it appears Bongit got a little loose off the exit of turn 16. Now IRZ does have the DRS, however, I do not think he is going to get himself close enough. And Feeney did take the win here in the sprint race. And it appears the Boomster is about to cross the line as well, with Antonio P3, trackside P4. Osmanian Devil is going to lead that train, P5. IRZ 6th, Bong at 7th. Like Me or Not 8th. LB the Goat 9th. Comacopa 10th. The official Silos 11th. Natural 12th. TMM Will Come Home in 13th. GC Adventure 14th. And Raptor KK will round out the field here with Mr. Miller, Peak Hour, and SP. Unfortunately, all DNF here in the sprint race, so they will be starting at the back of the grid. In the meantime, there you have it. For your sprint race, Feeney at the top, the Boomster 2nd, Antonio P3, trackside 4th, Osmanian Devil 5th, IRZ 6th, Bongit 7th, Like Me or Not 8th, LB the Goat 9th, Comacopa 10th, Official Silos 11th, Naturals 12th, GC Adventure 13th, TMM Racing 14th, Raptor 15th, Mr. Miller 16th, Peak Hour 17th, and SP is 18th. We are about to load into our wonderful 29 lap Grand Prix around the Miami International Autodrome. It's going to be a great race here for the features, so I look forward to this. Alright, so we should be getting ready to roll here very shortly. They just got the okay, and we will be getting back to some action here in Miami for the 50% race. We just did the 10 lap sprint redemption format, so in case any of you are fairly new, redemption is a reverse championship grid order. So we have gotten the green light, the countdown is beginning, and then we will get the light countdown for some green flag action. Here we go, we got 2, 3, 4, 5 solid red lights, and they are out, and the lights are off, and away we go. It looks like Feeney got a great jump, so did Antonio around the outside into turn 1. jumping back through the field. Everybody seems to have gotten through calmly this time. In the meantime, trackside went a little wide there, mounted the sausage curb. GC Adventure already picking up into P14 place. SP also looking through the field as well. Making our way through turn 4, a little bit of 3 wide action going on there. And that is going to allow SP to jump up into the P15 position. As we're making our way down this long straight here in the middle sector here of Sector 2, we are going to be following along with trackside as they're all looking down into turn 11. Some heavy braking going on. IRZ defending the inside from Like Me or Not in the Haas right behind them. They're all working their way through the horseshoe now. Everybody's getting through nice and calm here as we're about ready to take the chicane through turn 14 and 15. It's going to carry us off the exit of turn 16. Very long back stretch here as everybody seemed to get off well. And there's already a 1 second gap formed between Osmanian and Devil and trackside. Trackside is going to be trailing behind the Boonster for that P3 position off the exit of turn 17, coming their way through 19, heading across the line. Complete lap 1. Trackside really trying to use the slipstream down to the inside of turn 1, but he decides to back out of it and follow along once more. SP did make his way around TMM Racing and jump into that P14 position. Now he's got Raptor right in front of him. Raptor slides to the outside on the entrance of turn 3 and through SP goes. Now Raptor is under attack from his teammate behind. Trackside makes a move into turn 8. Now off the exit, he is in the P3 position. He's fallen off the back of Antonio, so he is looking to gain some time here down this long straight here in Sector 2. He's 1.1 seconds off the back of Antonio, making our way into the horseshoe of Sector 2 now. Antonio is trying to hang on to the gearbox of Feeney. He doesn't want to let Feeney pull away too much. He does have a purple Sector 2, so he is finding somewhere to be a little bit quicker. Down the long backstretch, not close enough to make a move into turn 1. In the meantime, just following along with the grid. You got Like Me or Not peeking down to the inside of IRZ. IRZ goes a little defensive. LB the GOAT look to try and outbreak Like Me or Not into turn 17. Disconnection from Feeney is already dropping him through the field. Very unfortunate for him. Antonio has now grabbed the lead in the Grand Prix trackside, following behind. He's 1.1 seconds trying to gain closer into turn 8. There goes the Boonster past Feeney as well. Trackside is not close enough to get that DRS down this long straight into turn 11. So he's going to have to follow along a little bit longer here. Osmanian Devil into the P4 position. He does have DRS on the Boonster right in front of him as well. Some action going on right behind. Like Me or Not, really big lunge down to the inside. Now he's around the outside in the horseshoe. Coming through turn 13, he manages to jump in front of IRZ for that P6 position. Making our way through the chicane under the bridge off the exit of turn 16. They're all going to have DRS down this very long straight here as they're making their way towards turn 17. And unfortunately, with Feeney's disconnection, that he gave DRS to the Haas in front of him. Now he's going to be battling side by side with IRZ off the exit of turn 17. As making our way through 18 and 19, Feeney is going to back out and he's going to follow through into turn 1. And he's really losing position and he disconnected once again. And we're making our way through Sector 2 now. Trackside is closed up to the back of Antonio. He is going to get the DRS as we're making our way down this long straight, heading towards turn 11. Through turn 10 now, Trackside is going to appear to be a lot closer down to the inside, side by side, into the braking zone of turn 11. And it looks like Antonio is going to send it around the outside and maintain the position of the lead for the time being. The Boomster is on the gearbox of Osmanian Devil. Are they going to make a move here off the exit of 16 down the long straight? Trackside within 3/10. Antonio goes to the inside to try and break the slipstream. And here comes Trackside using the DRS to his advantage. Maybe a little bit of battery completes the move well before the braking zone of turn 16. Or turn 17, my apologies. And now Osmanian Devil, he's got to put the pressure on the Boomster here. Antonio is still trying to battle hard with Trackside as he's keeping within a half a second. He is going to have DRS off the exit of turn 8. Who's going to get the better run? It appears that Antonio had the better entrance, and they both got an even exit as Trackside trying to defend off to Antonio here. Making our way through turn 10. He is going to have the DRS. He's starting to close up to the gearbox. He has used all our battery, dives right down the inside, very late lunge, and unfortunately goes off the circuit. And that allows Trackside to jump back in front once again. As the Boomster's still carrying on with the battle with Osmanian Devil off the exit of turn 16. It looks like the Boomster is going to try and have the better exit. Osmanian Devil must be burning that battery as he's carrying us down the long straight here. Jump through the field on Silos as he is looking to attack on Comacopa. They do have kind of a good sized DRS train back here as we're heading into turn 1, and Silos is not going to be close enough, but Natural goes down the inside a little wide off the exit of turn 1, and there goes the Alfa Romeo teammates both into the top 10. Now Banya is looking to defend the attack from Natural into turn 4. Natural look for the switchback, not close enough. He's going to go back to the outside coming through turn 8, and he's unfortunately going to back out of it. Meanwhile, the Red Bull Raptor down to the inside, side-by-side action off the exit of turn 8. Making our way down this long straight. Both of them are going to get the DRS to the car in front. And we're still side-by-side battling in towards turn 11 now. Raptor stuck down to the inside. Who's going to outbreak who? Is Raptor going to hold it? And it goes around in a big pile-up. Unfortunately, that caught SP and Mr. Miller in the action there into turn 11. And it looks like Mr. Miller is going to lose that left front tire and will be DNF. That's going to bring out the safety car for the first time here in Miami. Jump back up to the front, see if any of these guys are going to try and go for some pit stop. Trackside is going to dive in. So is Antonio as well. Osmanian Devil, whoa, very weird pit entries here from our top few guys. LB the GOAT, and like me or not, will stay out on the circuit. IRZ choosing to stay out as well. There is a few double stacks here, so unfortunately it's not going to benefit anybody. As looks like Trackside is going to come out right in front of Antonio. But that's going to put him behind FP, who showed some pace last week in Qatar. So we know he has some of that pace. He just needs to find it here in Miami. We are making our way through turn 8 now. It's going to carry us all the way down this long straight here in the middle sector. Should potentially be going back to green flag this time through. Just follow along. Oh, we just got the message, folks. Safety car is going to be in this time. So we are on board with Like Me or Not, as he will be the one to lead us back to green flag. And we got some cars swerving all over the place, getting those front tires warmed up, and Mr. Miller has left the session. Off the exit of turn 17. And we are back off to the races, as Like Me or Not does not seem to have caught LB off sleeping, but they did get a big gap to trackside behind. SP down to the inside of IRZ into turn 1. Great move by him. He's up into the P3 position. Trackside's now got to find his way through the field. However, Antonio's all over his rear diffuser as SP makes a move around the outside into turn 4. We're now heading into the turn 8. Antonio is looking off the rear of Trackside here. As we're going to be going down this long straight, everybody's using as much slipstream as they can. And wow, from one side to the other, IRZ goes and Trackside goes with him. And now we're going to be making our braking point into turn 11. Osmanian Devil down to the inside, has overtaken the P7 position from Raptor. Like Me or Not is trying to extend his lead off the exit of turn 16, but it seems to be FP got a better run than he did. He is going to have the slipstream to help him, defending to LB behind him. But in the meantime, Trackside's looking down to the inside of IRZ. Is he going to be close enough? No, he is not, so he's going to have to follow through on the hard tires, gets onto the inside curb. Now Antonio's got to try and keep within this front crew here if he wants to maintain the fight for the P1 position. Osmanian Devil up into P7, caught up to the front group as well. Raptor 1.8 seconds behind. He is fighting Comacopa for that P8 position as we're making our way into the turn 4. Jump on board the trackside as he seems to find some moves here into turn 8. Antonio was peeking down to the inside, did not get close enough to make a move. Trackside got a great exit off of turn 8 though. He is all over the rear diffuser of IRZ. Still no DRS to his advantage. And here comes Antonio as well. We're going to about to have a 3-wide action into turn 11. Antonio backed out, goes for a little switch down to the inside. And he has also completed the move on IRZ up into the P5 position. So he's trying to keep with trackside here as we're making our way through the chicane under the bridge. Off the exit of turn 16 is Antonio gonna hold on to the gearbox of trackside. 9/10 back, it's now decreasing here in time as we're making our way down the long straight into turn 17. Osmanian Devil was peeking down the inside of IRZ. He is gonna be held off one more time. TMM and DeBoonster both battling side by side into turn 17. TMM goes a little wide on the exit and through goes DeBoonster into P13. Is following on board here as Antonio is still trying to put the pressure on trackside, but he does have the tow from his teammate, and LB the GOAT is going to let him through. So some team orders have come into play. Now LB is going to be looking to hold off Antonio here off the exit of turn 8, and here comes Antonio. He's using the ERS. He's looking to use the DRS here at some point. Got that rear flap wide open, but LB's also got it as well. Down to the inside goes Antonio, looking to the inside into turn 11, and he's gonna complete the move. Well done. Osmanian Devils defending off IRZ around the outside of turn 11. And here you got a 5-car train, maybe 6-car train from Osmanian Devil all the way down into Bongit. Yeah, it's going to be about a 5-6-car train here off the exit of turn 16, down the long straight to complete lap 11. And there goes Comacopa onto the outside of IRZ as IRZ's dropping through with some old tires. And here comes Silos, some pushing going into turn 1. Ultra defensive battling going on off the exit of 17. Silos is now trying to get through, complete the move as they're making their way down into turn 1. Is he going to have it done? He will. Antonio is still battling with LB the GOAT, which has also pulled him at a DRS range of trackside in front of him as we're making our way through turn 4 and 5, now 6 and 7 here. Very weird corner into turn 8. Off the exit of 8, he's not going to be close enough to get the DRS, but LB the GOAT right behind him will. And that's also going to carry Osmanian Devil with him as well. Antonio goes down to the inside to go defensive on the GOAT around the outside. And Osmanian Devil's looking to peek his way through around the outside into the horseshoe. Back to the inside into turn, I want to say 13. And now he is going to fall right back behind He is going to push LB outside of DRS range. So he is going to have DRS down this long back straight. Is he going to be able to get by? He goes down to the inside, jumps out next to him, opens up that rear flap, and he's completed the move well before the braking zone. In the back, you've got your Alfa Romeo teammates swapping positions, looking to hold off Natural. Natural's looking to go around the outside of IRZ off the exit of turn 17. Through 18, now into the inside of 19. Is he going to complete the move? Yes, he does. IRZ falls back to P11. As making our way off the exit of turn 13. Once again, we're heading into turn 4, and you got Trackside trying to chase down Like Me or Not up in the front, who has a 1.5 second gap. And then you got SP right behind him with Antonio trying to chase down SP for that final podium position. As Raptor has appeared to get him by DeBoonster at the back of the grid for the P12 position. LB the Goat and Comacopa battling it out, and it appears Comacopa's got by. Trackside and SP both battling it out as well. Looked like SP wanted to go down the inside and into turn 11, but Trackside took the defensive line around the outside, gave him the inside to the horseshoe, and maintained his position. Antonio goes a little wide off the exit of turn 15 of the chicane. He's going to have a terrible run down this long straight, but now they're using this DRS, and they have pulled within DRS of Like Me or Not in front of them. Trackside does not have the DRS. He will be getting it off the exit of turn 17 though. As it appears Like Me or Not does dive into pit lane. Trackside has now taken the lead of the Grand Prix. SP has also stayed out as well. Antonio does have a 3-second time penalty, and he is looking to hopefully use this toe that he is getting from SP and maybe pull himself back within at least a second of Trackside. But he is falling outside of the 1 second range here to SP Jabbour into turn 8. Who's going to get the better run off the exit of 8? And it looks like SP is kind of closing up the gap to Trackside here. Does have that rear DRS flap wide open, making a run down into turn 11. And he's not going to be close enough. Maybe he will. No, he will not. He's going to follow once behind again. CeeLo's peeking around the outside of the Ferrari of the Goat into turn 11, and he completes the move. Now Antonio found a way through SP into the chicane. Not exactly sure how that happened, but Antonio is looking to gain some time here. Is making our way down the straight. Not sure what happened, but TMM somehow goes around on the long straight here, heading towards turn 11. He is now looking to hold off IRZ, who tried to peek down to the inside but did not get into position. Back up to the front, you got Antonio 1.7 seconds off the back, with SP carrying right off the back of him, using all of the slipstream and the DRS to his advantage. And that is a virtual safety car. Not sure what happened. As it appears, DeBoonster had a struggle somewhere here on the circuit, and that's going to bring out a virtual safety car. So we do have a virtual safety car here on lap 15 of 29. This is going to benefit the guys who stopped under the safety car around lap 7. The ones that want to stay on the hard tires and try and make it to the end. Back to green we go. And GC Adventure with a drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car. Trackside did get a great jump on that restart. And SP and Antonio still are going to be fighting each other off the exit of turn 19, making a run towards turn 1. Antonio will have the DRS into the turn 1 braking zone. Comacopa has peaked himself into a top 5 as well, and he is working on chasing down Osmanian Devil as we're making our way through the S's of Sector 1. Coming through Sector 2, split off the exit of turn 8. It's going to be a long run down into turn 11. SP has fallen out of DRS range to Antonio in front of him. The Osmanian Devil will have DRS on him. But is SP actually have DRS? No, he does not. A lot of straight line and a little bit of battery. Gonna help him pull within a half second once again. Oh. Making our way down the long straight, Osmanian Devil through on SP, puts himself into a podium position, and with Antonio's time penalty, that is going to put him into the P2 position as well. Now he's making his run using the DRS towards turn 1. He's going to close up that gap to about 8/10 on Antonio in front of him. Just got to maintain and hold through Sector 1 into Sector 2 and see if he can get a run down the long DRS straight into turn 11. Comacopa is still trying to fight with this front group here as he's now got the DRS to SP, and he is going to be looking to use it to his advantage here as SP seems to get a great run off the exit of turn 8. Down this long straight we go, and Comacopa creeps up to the gearbox. He's not going to be close enough to make it move down into turn 11. He's going to follow behind once again. As we're making our way under the bridge and back down this long DRS straight, Comacopa is going to have it in front of him, but Silos is now looking to pounce on Comacopa as making our way towards turn 17. Is anybody going to be close enough? Osmanian Devil creeps right up to the back of Antonio, but SP also is using the DRS to defend off Comacopa behind him. Comacopa goes down to the inside. Not sure what happened with SP, and his car just hooked left. And we got some weird pit lane entries once again, and safety car is out. On lap 18, and we do have a safety car, so we will see if the leaders are all gonna bounce here on board with Trackside as he's making his way down into turn 17 off the exit. Let's see if he stays out or if he decides to go in, and it appears he will be pitting for some new tires. There was a double stack from the Aston Martin team. Fortunately, one of them had a time penalty, so that is going to affect him in the end as well. But he did get it removed. Not sure if he still does have a penalty in his name. No, he does not. So here we have it, folks. Everybody has gone into pit lane, all coming out with fresh tires. Let's see what they're all on. And I am seeing softs through the grid. Alright, there we have it, folks. Safety car will be going in this lap. Jump back on board with trackside here up in the front and see when he goes back to pedal to the metal here. And see if Osmanian Devil keeps up with him as he makes his way down into turn 1. And the flags are away, and we are back to green, and trackside does seem to get a good enough jump to hold on to position into turn one. GC Adventure with a drive-through penalty, and that disqualified him from the session. Unfortunately, did not serve that at all. Comacopa is under pressure from Antonio here into the P4 position. As making our way into the turn 8, Comacopa is going to take a narrow line, not give himself a great outset now, as Antonio is trying to creep up to his rear diffuser. Follow on board is going to peek down into the inside of turn 11. He's not going to be close enough. Action going on back here as Silos is looking to hold off Like Me or Not into turn 11, and he does just so. Off the exit of turn 16, making our way down the long straight here as we're heading towards turn 17. Antonio is right on the rear diffuser of Comacopa, but he is not getting that run he needs down into turn 17, and he makes contact and puts him around in turn 17. Silos is going to take advantage, and he's going to get through into P6. Trackside sets the fastest lap as well, and it looks like DRS should be enabled this time, and Osmanian Devil is outside the 1 second range. Just fell out of it off the exit of turn 1. LB the GOAT is now looking to put the pressure on Antonio here for that P4 position, but the stewards will have an incident to look at. Antonio makes a mistake in turn 6 and goes really wide, and here comes Silos through as well, and Antonio does have a front end plate missing off of that Aston Martin. And here comes Natural, who's looking to put the pressure on as we're making our way towards turn 11. And Antonio down to the inside of his teammate, taking the defensive line to try and box in the McLaren. Goes really, really wide, and some contact was made into the entrance of the horseshoe. Natural's now looking to get through. Raptor has made it through into the P8 position. Like Me or Not is trying to make his way back through. Once again, he's got to get through Raptor now in order to put the attack on Natural once again. Back up to the front, not a whole lot is really going on. DRS is going to be enabled this time through as making a run toward turn 1. Silos is now 9/10 off, and he's looking to get back within range. Antonio in the P6 position does have that front wing damage. Coming through turn 3 now, heading toward turn 4 and turn 5, where he's going to have probably his biggest struggle. Will be right here where the downforce is needed. Is Natural going to be looking down the inside into turn 8? And yes, he is. He's noticed he's got the front wing damage. He is going to take through the inside, takes over the position, but unfortunately that gives Antonio that DRS back once again. Heading down into turn 11, Raptor's going to peek around the outside. He's not going to be far enough alongside. Got a big battle from the cars behind as we're making our way down the long straight here. Don't really know who to name driver of the day. Got a couple we could put here. The trackside put on a dominating performance here in Miami. And then you got Raptor as well. He's up 7 positions. But he's still looking to fight through to gain a couple more spots. as making our way through the S's of turn 6 and 7 now. And there goes Antonio really wide. That wing damage is definitely costing him. He is now going to come back onto the circuit in turn 8, letting everybody through. LB the GOAT is creeping right up to the gearbox of Bongit in front of him. Raptor side by side with Natural. Natural down through the inside into turn 11. Going to give Raptor the inside into the horseshoe. And he is up into the P6 position. Now guess who's right behind him? The Haas of Like Me or Not. They've been having a brutal beatdown on each other all Grand Prix here in Miami. And now we're making our way down this long straight. DRS is enabled. Is Like Me or Not going to be able to pull within Natural here going into turn 17? Doesn't appear that he's gaining enough time. He is going to continue to follow right behind this whole group here, battling it out nice and hard. None of them have other penalties in their name, so they are going to keep on the fight. And Silos is looking to get back into DRS of the GOAT, who is also pounding on Bongit's door. If Silos can stay with him, he'll most likely be into that final podium spot. LB the GOAT is looking to defend off Bongit's charge as we're heading into turn 11 as the GOAT completes the move into P3. But that does allow Silos to kind of close up just a little bit more. He's about 7/10 off going into turn 14. The start of the chicane under the bridge here at Miami International Autodrome. We still got about 4 laps to go this time by. Chroma Copa up into the P11 position, back inside the top 10 after a spin. Now he's got to find his way back through the grid, put himself onto a podium step like he wanted. Chroma Copa is defending off peak hour into turn 1 and does complete the defense right there. Silos is still looking to put the attack on Bongit as making our way down the straight into turn 11. And Bongit peeking down to the inside of the GOAT. Not close enough to make a move. Coming through the horseshoe. Like me or not, using the DRS, is he going to be able to catch up to Natural to make a move into turn 1? He is getting closer. He's getting closer. He's getting really close, but wisely chooses not to attempt to move. He forces Natural to take a wider exit. The Natural gets a little loose. Like me or not, did not take the opportunity. Although he does have DRS, jumps to the outside. Is he going to try and complete the move around the outside of turn 1? A little wide into turn 2, still side by side. Plenty of space given between both drivers. And like me or not, moves up a position. But here comes IRZ down the inside into the entrance of 4. And they both get into contact. And around goes IRZ. Silos all over Bongit now. He's going to peek down to the inside He is blinking on that ERS. Antonio sets the fastest lap. Although he is really far back, that fastest lap is an extra point for him. Silo's coming through sector 2 now. Bongett goes a little wide in turn 14. He is going to back out and let Silos through. And now Silos up into the P4 position, looking to start his charge onto LB the GOAT in front of him. And Trackside has passed the line for the penultimate lap here in Miami. And here comes Silos as well in the P4 position, looking to hopefully keep that car within 3 seconds of LB the GOAT, as he would like to put that Aston Martin onto the podium as well. Bongett here in the P5 position, trying to get back within DRS range of Silos. He wants to make a fight to the line. In the meantime, coming through turn 8, Bongett goes a little wide and really wide off the exit. He's really trying to find as much time as he can. Fortunately, that is actually costing him time to Raptor right behind him here as we're making our way down this long straight towards turn 11. Is Raptor going to get himself close through into the horseshoe? He is about 6.5 tenths back, about 5 tenths, really closed that gap. Still 5 tenths now, 4 tenths into turn 14 of the chicane. And looking to try and make a move using the DRS off turn 16 here. He's awfully close, still within a half a second. 4.5 under 4, 3.5 now, almost under 3. He's under 3 tenths. He's really close. He's close enough to make that move. Is he going to make it stick into the hairpin? Yes, he does. Plenty of space. And he outbreaks him. And there goes Raptor by Bongett to start the final lap here in Miami. But Bongett's looking back around the outside into turn 1. Is Raptor going to defend down the inside? He does do so. And Bongett is now trailing behind him in that P6 position. He jumped on board with Trackside. He put in a dominating performance as he's making his way through the horseshoe into turn 14 for the final time here in Miami. Really good run under the bridge. Now he's going to be looking to make a run down the long straight. Bongett and Raptor still battling it out as they're making their way under the bridge now. Off the exit of turn 16. Bongett is going to be looking to push. And here comes Raptor using all that DRS as Trackside's making his way through turn 19. And across the line he is to take the victory. Osmanian Devil is looking to take the P2. LB the GOAT in P3. Silos in 4th. But that jumps him onto the podium into the P3. Raptor up into P4. The GOAT down to P5. Like me or not, into P6. Bongett 7th. Comacopa 8th. Natural let him through. The Natural will come home 9th. IRZ 10th. Peak Hour 11th. And then it will be Antonio and Feeney will round out the field. Oh, there you have it, folks. That was your Miami International Autodrome Redemption Format Grand Prix here in CCRL. I'm the Johnny Damon. Don't be afraid to tune in Wednesday night as your elite tier will be taking on Portimao for a redemption format, and that will be starting at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. In the meantime, tune in again next Monday night as Pro Tier will be back in action as well. Again, I'm the Johnny Damon. I hope you all enjoyed the commentary tonight, and I will see you all next week. Have a good night.